So what's your goal with doing this? Like with giving away this free content and stuff? Because I know, like you said, there's sales gurus out there that want to charge like thousands of dollars. So I would just like, what are you trying to get out of this for you? Because like this is tremendous for me, and I really, but I'm just trying to know, like, on your end, what you're trying to get out of this.
What's Nicholas,
hey,
what is going on, guy?
Not too much. Just trying to survive these crazy times right now.
Yeah, I hear you. Good, man. Give me your background. Honestly, I don't recall. You may have told me, but
so just a quick thing about me. Just graduated college this past spring, 2019. I actually forgot to tell you this, but I played college baseball at University of Memphis. So
nice, man.
Yeah, kind of.
What position?
First base, outfield. Told to coach anywhere but the bench. So I was a lefty.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Lefty. Did you drop bombs too?
Tried to. I don't know. I'd run into one.
They find your barrel.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Nice.
Did that, and so once I realized like the professional baseball route just wasn't going to happen, started looking, and found medical device. Recognized I wanted to go into orthopedic sales because I did like the servicing side of it. And so have been doing it for 7 months now and absolutely love it.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so I've really been enjoying it. That being said, like I'm also on the sales side, like I want to continue to build this business. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And so.
Okay, cool. What details can you give me, or are you comfortable giving me? Like who you work for, what are you selling?
So I'm with Exactech right now.
Okay.
Headquartered out of Gainesville, Florida. I think we got some awesome products. Like we got a lot of stuff that I feel like definitely can open doors. And two, it's a small company right now in relevance to some of the bigger four.
Sure.
ZB, Stryker and Smith & but I also feel that as like a huge opportunity too, because the market share we don't necessarily have right now. But we're looking to gain momentum. So
good, man. Good. Yeah. I don't know your product portfolio that well. My limited understanding of it is the thing that leads for you guys is your reverse faceplate. Isn't that like best on the market?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say best on the market.
You can say
shoulder. I mean, we're a shoulder. I would say we're definitely shoulder. We have ankles, knees, and hips as well. So we're kind of a full portfolio. So we kind of have it all.
You have revision knees or primary knees?
We have both.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir. So
got it.
Yeah, we have everything that the big competitors have to an extent. I guess with us is we don't have robotics. We're more GPS. So intraoperative navigation is kind of what we do, I would say.
Yeah. Do you have like page templating prior and any of the like patient specific cutting guides, or is it like when you say GPS, I don't know your system that well. Is that like tablet interface that you're like putting something on the bone and it's telling you where to make a cut, or how does that work?
Yeah. So with like we have the GPS on the knee and we have it in the shoulder. So like what separates us with the shoulder right now is we're the only one that has intraoperative navigation in the market.
Okay.
The CT scan, and what it'll do is like on a reverse, it'll show the patient's anatomy based on and so when you're drilling for the center, like the screws, you can see how deep you're drilling into the patients down the road. So
nice, in real time you can see that. Okay, that's legit.
So cool. It's been really cool to see.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to talk about, or do you have questions, or what are you thinking?
Yeah. So honestly, like a little bit on the selling side. So again, like I've watched a ton of your content, and I really appreciate everything you do with that. But I guess my first question is, what have you found to be like the most successful way in engaging customers when cold calling? Because like right now, I'm pretty much doing almost all cold calling. Yeah. And, I've done the route where I've driven like 5,000 miles in a month and dropped off at every in the state. I've done the thing where I've written 100 emails, and I've done I've tried calling in, and I'm just like wondering, because how I would compare it right now is I'm kind of like a baseball player where I'm changing my stance every time I go up to hit.
Yeah.
I have no confidence in what I'm doing because I'm not getting any feedback.
Okay. A couple of things. So if I'm in your shoes and you're looking to, and you're cold calling on somebody, is your primary objective or does your company give you certain objectives about like, this is what we expect from a cold call? Like, are you guys open to doing lunches, doing coffee meetings? Like, are they going to reimburse for that, or does that come out of your paycheck?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It would be, again, I guess the whole goal is to get meetings. However, we can make that happen. I mean, if it has to be through a lunch too, I mean, I'm sure we can't feed 150 people, but
sure.
If we can
got to be reasonable with it. Yeah.
The doctor's PAs and everything seems reasonable. Like, absolutely, they'll support that. So.
Okay. So your holdup is that a couple of things probably, but when you're cold calling, are you like, what is your response rate when you drop into an office? Is it 0 or is it like
0? I mean, so
0.
So basically here, like I'm up in Minnesota, and basically here, the front desk people have been very nice to me. They're like, thanks, but you can't see him. We're not going to let you go see him. With patients, and too, like, I don't want to take away patient time. I mean, I understand that's fair. So, like it's been 0, I would say, to this point, where they'll just smile and we'll put it on his desk, and they say that. So anyways.
Okay, so I guess a couple of thoughts from my end, and I wish there was more science to this. I think it's more of an art, and like the numbers are going to be what they're going to be. Like your success rate, especially if I'm hearing you correctly, your success rate of literally you walk into an office, you're going to be able to see the doctor that time is going to be more or less 0. And I've worked with guys who have said like that the people that coached them originally would just walk in there and be like, hey, will you let Dr. So-and-so let him know that I'm here, and like slide their card across, even without a meeting set. And they're just like trying to like be sneaky and or like somehow get in the door with them. And so then the front desk person just assumes like, oh, okay, I guess they got a meeting. So they walk back and tell the doctor. My thinking is that's a bad way to approach it. Long term, there's not many doctors that are going where that's going to land very well, I wouldn't think. So if I'm playing the odds of how frequently I would be able to get a meeting when I first walk in the door, it's essentially 0. So I don't even, when I walk in there, I'm not even trying to meet with the doctor when I walk into any office. Like, no interest. And it's not that I wouldn't take it, and it's not that I don't get lucky sometimes. If you walk in and say, hey, I'm Colby with Reliant Corporation, I have some information I want to drop off for Dr. So-and-so. Do they do meetings with reps? Sometimes they'll be like, oh, actually, let me see if he's available right now. Like, that's 1 in 100. Maybe. So I'm not even going to try to play those odds. If I know that 99% of the time the answer is going to be he's busy with patients, then I don't want to give them an objection to me right up. Like, I'm just handing them an objection.
For
like,
sure.
Like essentially every single time I walk in, I'm like, hey, can I see Dr. So-and-so? They know, like, no, you can't. Even if he's open, they're just going to make something up. So I don't want to just hand them that, because like, even if you played out those numbers, let's say 1 out of 100, you get in and the doctor will see you. How many of those are you then going to convert into business and into sales, and they're using your product? Like that, the numbers are so low that it doesn't make sense to me to play those odds.
Absolutely.
So I would rather play the 99% and say, hey, I know he's busy. I'm not here to try to meet with him right now. I just want to know if he's open to meeting with reps, if he's open to seeing new products. That's what I would ask, because it's a much more open-ended question, and it's harder for them to say, no, Dr. So-and-so doesn't like to see new products. like that, like they're just admitting that, we got a hack back here that he never wants to see a new product ever. Like, it's going to be hard for them to say no to that.
Yep.
So I would walk in, hey, my name's Nick. I don't know myself. Sorry, hey, my name's Nick with Exactech. We've got some new products on the market. Does Dr. So-and-so ever meet with reps to see new products? Like, that would be my question.
Yeah.
It's either yes or no.
Yeah.
And if it's yes, say, great. Is that something that we could set up right now? or some version of that. If they say no, I would politely be like, if you don't mind me asking, what does he do with new products? Like, does he ever take a look at new products, or is he so set in his ways that he doesn't want to see new products that come on the market? And they may say, yeah, he doesn't want to see new products. Like, in that worst case scenario, like you're never going to win with those, right?
Yeah.
Like clearly going the cold call to the front desk lady is not going to be the option. So then I literally will, I walk out of the meeting, I pull up my Excel document, which is my CRM, and I make a note like, okay, this person doesn't meet with reps per front desk lady. I know that I'm going to use a different tactic. So I'm going to go to LinkedIn. I'm going to, use one of the online tools like Hunt.io is a website that you can plug in if you just take the URL of like their practice. So I don't think, do you need to say www anymore? I don't know. Just whatever it is, .com, .org, whatever. If you just take that and you plug it into hunter.io, it doesn't work for every account, but most of them, it'll give you what is the format of their emails.
Okay.
Associated with that, like URL. Because a lot of times the last part of the email is that URL or some version of it. So then I know that I'm just going to find a different tactic. Like I'm not going to get anywhere with them. I'll leave the information because like whatever, I'm there. I might as well try to. But like there's nothing you're going to say to the front desk person that's going to get you in the door with it.
Yeah.
Like, no, he never sees reps ever. Like, okay, all right. I'm just going to move the hell on to somebody else.
Yeah.
But you're going to get some that'll be like, yeah, he does meet with reps. You need to leave us some information. Now, that is in many cases like worst case scenario. Not like it is from the perspective that you're like, is this doctor ever going to see this?
Yeah.
I wish I had a great answer for you on like, what do you say when, just leave some information. Like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And he'll never see it, or they'll throw it right in the trash. That's why I typically will try to just put like a handwritten note in the front of like a manila folder. Because my thinking on that is it's a manila folder, and so it's not branded Exactech.
Yeah.
So like if they see Exactech or Stryker or whatever, and it's not a company that they already work with, they're probably just going to throw it right in the trash, and or the staff up to that point are just going to throw it in the trash.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I take a manila folder, and the front of it, I just write essentially my 30-second pitch, so to speak, on why it would be worth his time or her time to take a look at whatever I have to sell, and then leave a brochure in there. Because I'm just hoping that if it does make it to their desk, which the way I think about it is, if they tell me, just leave some information, all I'm trying to do is get them to say to me, yes, I will leave it on their desk. Because ultimately I can't make them do it. But from a psychological standpoint, if you get a person to commit to doing something verbally, like to your face, it's a lot harder for them to be like, I'll leave it on his desk. And then you walk out the door and they throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
If you get them to respond like, no problem, I'll leave it with him, let him take a look, the likelihood of them actually just, okay, fine, I'll follow through and put it on his desk is going to be higher.
Got it.
So that's kind of why that's what I try to get them to say to me. Like, hey, just leave some information. I'll put it on his desk. Hey, that's great. I appreciate it. If you'll do me a favor, it would really mean a lot to me, or some version of, it's really important to me that you just leave it with him so he can take a look. Yeah, I'll do that, or something like that.
Of course.
And then the reason I do a manila folder is it lands on his desk. That might be like an important thing. That might be like an internal document that they have. I don't want necessarily a branded product brochure to sit on. Like, he's going to see that and be like, oh yeah, cool. Another rep stop by.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's the greatest product in the world, he's probably not going to look at it, or he's going to look at it like 3 years later. So if it's a manila folder, he's going to be like, well, what's inside? Like, let me at least look and see what it is. Maybe it's important, maybe not. He opens it up. Oh, it's a rep. Well, he's got a handwritten note in here that's only 3 sentences. Okay, I've got time to read 3 sentences. I'm not going to look through your 10-page brochure, but I might read 3 sentences. Like, that's how I think about it.
Yeah. Then I guess this kind of leads me into my next word. How did you go about like targeting docs, or like prioritizing them? Because I mean, yeah, you hear some stuff like, oh, such and such does 300 joints a year or something like that, but I mean, there's no like database or something like, oh yeah, you should go after this guy or this doc or such and such.
Yeah. There's not anything that I'm aware of to be able to, without talking to somebody that's actually in the know on how many joints somebody's doing, to figure that out. I mean, the only recommendation I have is when you go to the website of whatever the practice is. So there's two ways to go about it. You go to the hospital or the surgery center website of the accounts that you have. You're going to look at assuming they have a doctor list on there, you're going to look at those doctors, and then you're going to pull up and search every one of those doctors. And each one of those doctors are either going to be an employee at the hospital or the surgery center, or they're going to be a private practice, right? Yep. So then I'm going to go to that website and look at their bio. Your best guess, and this might be elementary, but if somebody was a fellowship trained joint reconstruction guy, like his volume's automatically going to be higher than everybody else. So if you're trying to find, like, I want the highest volume guys, and I'm looking at a practice, and they've got 3 guys that say they do total joints on there. I want to look at their training. One guy's a sports medicine fellowship trained. One guy's a general orthopedist, and one guy did adult reconstruction. That's usually the term. Got it. The adult reconstruction guy is going to be their joint guy. Doesn't mean the other guys won't do it, but their volume is going to be a lot higher. That means they did a fellowship in joint replacement.
Yeah, absolutely. Got it.
So that's really the only way to dissect it. With that I'm aware of, without actually talking to somebody who knows.
That makes sense. Yeah, no doubt.
So
awesome. What outside resources do you use outside of like the company that you're with? What other resources, like, are you subscribing to like JSES or JVJS, or is there like any podcasts or anything that you're doing to continue your product knowledge or just industry knowledge, I should say?
So short answer is all of the journals I don't subscribe to. It might be worthwhile early on to get used to reading some of those, but a lot of them you can read. Like, there'll be enough. Like, you're not going to be able to have access to all of the articles that are on there, but at a minimum, you could get headlines of like what is being researched and studied and whatnot. But I don't subscribe to them, and it's simply from the fact, honestly, that I would not be spending the time reading those right now. When I've got time, I'd be doing something else. As far as product knowledge and like competitive knowledge, it's a little bit of serendipity and luck and timing and running across a product. Some of it is checking the websites of the other companies that maybe I heard about a new product, or just periodically checking to see if there's something new in the market. But a lot of it you figure out if you're in the actual account, the hospital or the surgery center. Like, a lot of times people talk about new things, talk about new products, and it's easy to pick up on, oh, Smith & Nephew just launched this new thing. I didn't realize that. And then I'd go look it up online. But at the same time, like our company right now in the coronavirus, we are developing, like, we only have 2 products on the market as a startup, but we're going to be launching 3 new products when we come out of this thing. They haven't published any of them on the website. And it's simply because we don't want other companies to see our products ahead of time. So like there are going to be new products that are launched that it's going to be hard to find information on, just because like they don't want to advertise to the world. Their new technology.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, how often will you follow up with a contact? Because I know, like, I watched one of your videos and you talked like anywhere between like 5 to 8 contact points. But is that over like a 2-month span, like a year span, or what kind of like your follow up?
There isn't. I don't have a system in place that necessarily notifies me, like, hey, you haven't contacted so and so in 5 days, 7 days, whatever. What I do I'll just show you what I do, for example.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'll pull up this, my CRM, which is just an Excel document that I made.
Okay.
Is there a way for me to flip this around? Let's see. So, yeah. So here's my Excel document. This is my CRM. So this is everyone that I have in the sales process.
Okay.
So here's my cold call list. So if you feel bad about the number of cold calls you're making and no contacts, this is my cold call list.
Okay.
This is line 214, and I start at line 4. So I'm at 210 people in my cold call step that have not given me a meeting or not given me a response. Well, actually, some of them, the grayed out ones, are no's that I've gotten a no from. Okay.
All right.
So look at all these people that I've gotten no response from. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. But what I'll do, here, this is 310. So what I do, and this is people I think people can try to over optimize and what's the word I'm looking for? Make things so efficient. Like, let me look for every efficiency I can find.
Yeah.
I come in here and it's an Excel document and I type in, I have a much better feeling for everything that's going on in my business because every time I drop into somebody's office, I click here and here is everything I've done with this doctor.
Got it.
So 220 phone call to front desk, email, give an email to admin. 220 email sent to Michelle about lunch meeting. 39 follow-up email to Michelle. 39 email response from Michelle. 3 that, and then, but I'll go and click on it and I'll edit it from the front. So if I do something new, what's it, 421? I do 421 and then write whatever I did at work. And the reason I do that is as I scroll through this, I can see by date when the last time was that I contacted somebody, or at least wrote down that I contacted somebody. I'm not perfect with it, but it's the best. Things can be too complicated and too simple, and you got to find somewhere in the middle. Like, I've used Salesforce in the past when I was working for the previous company.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like it was helping me.
Got it.
So this helps me enough, but it's not complicated, but it takes a little bit of effort.
No doubt.
But it's like you get it just becomes rhythm, and it's no big deal. Like, the first one feels like, I gotta pull this up on my phone, I gotta click it, I gotta type, oh, what's the date? Oh, what did I do? But you can't operate without it. I can't operate without it now.
No doubt. Do you ever feel like, okay, so then again,
sorry, your actual question was on how often do I follow up? So I look at it every single day and I just scroll through and I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to what's the date? Oh, I haven't talked to that guy in freaking 4 weeks. I better follow up with him. It happens.
Got it.
But I try to keep it, within 2 weeks would be the longest I would want to go. So.
Got it. And two, are you switching up your message every time you're either reaching out through phone call, email, cold call, whatever? Are you switching up your every time, or were you just hit them over the same thing until?
Well, so when I make a cold call for the first time on somebody,
yeah,
the thing that I write in my cold call document is the exact same every time.
Okay.
Now I might incidentally while I'm writing switch a couple words around or whatever, but it's 99% the exact same thing. Simply because I need to know if I do that for 2-3 months and I get 0 responses, I should probably change it a little bit. But it also saves me time of not having to figure out what am I going to say when I stop at the office. So I write it out and then I take a picture of it on my phone so that I've got what are the actual words that I'm writing down. So then I pull up to the next office, I'll just pull up on my phone, what did I write in the last one? And then I just copy and paste effectively. Now, in subsequent calls, you definitely need to make them more creative and switch it up. So I wouldn't drop the same thing at the office the second time if I needed to. I would do something different. And that's why I think, like, if you expecting that, like I've heard some, like, sales gurus, let's call them, say, like, you got to expect to get a deal every time. You got to expect to get a sale every time. Like, well, that doesn't seem like the right approach to me. And the reason it doesn't seem like the right approach to me is that I know 99% of the time I'm not even going to be able to see the person. So if I know, like, it's just sales reporting and sales data that they figured out between 5 and 8 calls or touch points is usually when you make a sale or at least get in front of the customer. And that's just general sales information. That's not necessarily med device specific. Yeah. But if I know that I'm planning for, well, every person I'm going to have to call on 5 times or 6 times or 7 times or 8 times, that allows me to plan out and map out, well, I can't just throw up every single thing I have the first time, because I've got to have a reason to come back. So, like, if you got a total joint surgeon that does knees and hips, like, I would not drop a knee and a hip brochure the first time. Why? Because at least I can give him something different the next time. You know, so, like, I drop a hip brochure and say, hey, check this out. I know you do hips. Ours is way sweeter. You know, and then, like, next time I would drop a knee. You know, or next time it would be an email with a video of check out our new whatever. So I would, whatever sales material you have and whatever process you typically go through, I would figure out how can I map out, like, 5 different consistent things that I can send somebody. So it'd be like cold call, maybe like a couple of cold call documents that are different, but, like, are just trying to generate interest to do a meeting. It would be, an email. So maybe you've got, like, product demos, product videos, or something like that. And you could put, one of them in an email each time, or you could do a LinkedIn message. Like, those are really the 3 that I rely on most outside of, like, physical calls, like on the phone.
Got it. All right. Well, I don't know how much more time you have, but I can ask you my last question.
Yeah, go for it. I've got 30 minutes, so I got to be on the work call. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your goal with doing this? Like, with giving away this free content and stuff? Because I know, like you said, there's sales gurus out there that want to charge, like, thousands of dollars. So I would just, like, what are you trying to get out of this for you? Because, like, this is tremendous for me, and I really, but I'm just trying to know, like, on your end, what you're trying to get out of this.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 sides. So there's a selfish side and a non-selfish side, right? And that seems pretty obvious. I'm not Mother Teresa, but I do want to help people. So the non-selfish side of me is when I started with Arthrex, they gave me a 3-ring binder. Yeah. And they're like, this is your, study it. And that's the extent of the training. I'm like, that seems stupid. Like, there's no help for anybody. Like, like I got 0 sales training, like 0. Like, I remember I was in Ypsilanti, Michigan, was the first cold call I made on a podiatrist. Okay. And I sat in the parking lot for like 15 minutes, heartbeats at like 190 beats a minute because I'm nervous as hell. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm by myself, right out of college. I've got business cards, and that's all. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like, what do I say? Like, I don't even know how to, like, hi, I'm Colby. Like, it's just stupid. So some of it is literally just wanting to help people, and it's a good thing to do. And I think karma, like, in a non-woo-woo / like religious setting, karma just seems like a good thing. And so I would genuinely like to help people. The selfish side of me says I want to create top of the funnel awareness about myself so that good opportunities in the industry come to me, not me having to go find them.
No doubt.
So, like, the amount of people that have consumed my content and realized, like I'm not saying, like, I at no point think I'm the best person in medical sales. Like, there are people more successful than I am. Yeah. But I guarantee you, like, I'm with a startup right now. Mm-hmm. Whenever our company sells, because it will sell at some point, I'm going to have to find another job, right? Like, the company's going to sell. Hopefully they sell for a lot of money, and I get my couple of shares and make me, $10 and get a nice dinner. Yep. I'm going to have to find another job at some point. Like I won't be in this role for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of connections I've made through that, like I guarantee that there's going to be good opportunities that I'm contacted about versus me having to go find them because I do it.
No doubt.
That's honestly the macro plan for me is if I it's somewhat like I genuinely feel like an imposter sometimes because like I'm still like I'm trying to figure it all out as well, you know.
Yeah.
As I'm not like the arbiter of knowledge. I just like this is what I'm doing and it seems to be working pretty well and like might as well share it. Like that brings value to a lot of people and therefore like there are going to be doors that open for me simply because I've done it and people know who I am.
No doubt.
You know, like I know, like I worked for the second territory manager that I worked under because I worked for 8 months and then I moved and I moved over here to Chicago the first time and I worked under a guy and he has been extremely successful, like running a big territory, very good. I'm still good friends with him, but I guarantee just because he like unless you work in that company in that area, nobody knows his name.
For sure.
Like
yeah.
Nobody knows who that like nobody knows who his name is or whatever unless you work within that company.
Yep.
But now that I've done this, there are people in every company that know who I am. And I would like my thing is I would get the job over him, even though he's probably better than me. I would get the job over him because there's a certain level of trust and confidence and like, hey, I may not be, you know, a Madden 99, but I'm probably a Madden 85, you know, and I get up and go to work every day, you know, there's a certain level of trust and confidence. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. So, that was my last question for you. So again, I really
Cool.
appreciate your time this morning and, yeah. So
Yeah, man. Well, good luck. Stay in touch.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right. Bye.